Welcome to yourgreatlifeview.com. This is Bernardo, and today's topic is 3 essential habits you must develop in order to affect change in a friend in need. And I know it's a handful. What the context of what I'm talking about right now is not the usual time when somebody, a friend or a close person to you comes and they want to simply vent out, or they feel bad and just want to be listened to, because there's definitely a place and a time for that. What I'm talking about right now is when that actually becomes a habit and somebody is doing that more than they should or that they need to, and their life is actually suffering because of it, and you need to be able to help them out, not just by listening to them, but to allow facilitating change in your friend. The first thing you need to be able to do if you want to help somebody and affect change in their life is you need to be able to listen with your entire being. Listening with your entire being means a few things. It means cutting off your internal dialogue and opening up your mind, your heart, your ears, your entire focus and presence to that person like a laser beam, to be able to determine if that person's speaking from the heart, if the person's saying what they really mean, if they're saying yes maybe and they really mean no, or if they're being honest or not being honest. All those things you can easily identify by the twitching of an eye, by the way somebody smiles, if you're focusing your attention on that person. And a quick reference of what you need to be able to determine is you need to be able to come up with that person's story about why they are where they are, which may have no basis in reality, but you need to be able to help them identify it. You also need to be able to identify what is the current need that this person is meeting by being at this state. As hard as it sounds, if somebody's consistently feeling depressed or sad or angry, they are meeting one of their basic human needs from this state. And unless you're able to identify that, it's going to be very hard for you to help them change it. Step number 1 is that, identifying, paying your attention to them, with your entire being. Step number 2 is being able to help them break their focus, change their pattern of behavior when they're feeling that emotion. That emotion is unlikely to allow them to tap into what's really inside of them and come out with a great solution. So what you need to be able to do is creatively do whatever it takes to bring that person's focus to change. And that's not usually doing something that they expect. If they're crying and they're completely out of their mind, they're depressed, if you hand them a tissue, that's what they expect. You need to be able to make them laugh. You need to be able to challenge them person to person with your energy. You need to be able to come up with and throw water at them, do something that's not expected. And if you have a good rapport with this person, you'll be able to maintain it as long as you're doing it from a place of helping your friend out. So once that person's pattern breaks and their brain is confused, you're able to put an idea into their minds, plant a seed that they would not have been receptive to if they were just in that negative emotional state. So step number 2 is break their pattern. Step number 3 is you need to be able to help them make a decision. Unless they end up making a decision, change will not take place. It's going to be one of those nice sessions where you talk and they talk and nothing happens from it. So help them make a decision. That action needs to flow from that decision. And that decision could be to end a relationship they're in, or focus on how to immediately make it better and communicate with their partner. If it's a personal type of issue, if it's something with their weight, they need to be able to come up with a plan or an idea or a goal of what they need to do, and need to be able to help them create a small plan of what's one thing they could do immediately to do it. Because if they start taking action right away, it's a lot more likely that they'll follow through. One essential ingredient, this way a lot of people fail when they try to help somebody else change, is because they don't replace that secondary gain need with something that creates equal or more value for that person. So if, for example, this person's feeling depressed all the time, and through that depression they're meeting their need for love and connection, because all of a sudden people are coming to them and even though it's out of pity, but they're feeling closeness to people because that's what they've learned to do, to feel closeness with someone, and you take that away from them. If you don't show them how they can create feel up the same need but at a higher level, they're going to go back to their old behavior. So that's it for you. I know it's getting a little longer right now. Those are the 3 essential habits you must develop in order to help a friend in need. I'm sure I will do a lot more posts that go into more detail about this, but I just want to give you a brief idea of what to look for if you really want to help somebody out versus just being a helping ear if the occasion calls for it. So my challenge for you today is, either in your own life or if you're encountering a friend that has this need, to do these 3 steps. Focus completely, help them get rid of their bullshit story, and help them also to change their state and come up with a better solution that really replaces their secondary gain from what they were doing before. And you'll find that if you do these 3 steps, you can create some amazing changes that don't just last for a second, but can last for many years or even a lifetime. Thank you so much for listening to me. As always, I urge you to live a passionate life. I urge you to live a conscious life, and I invite you to be that change in your friends' lives, and to do it from a sense of fun and a sense of excitement and a sense of it's easy if you really think about it. It's just a matter of taking charge and doing it. Thank you.